Hello guys and welcome to a new episode of the Football Plus F1 show. As today we're going to talk about tonight's Premier League and games from other European leagues. And also we're going to talk about Formula 1 Singapore Grand Prix. But let's get started. Let's start with the Premier League first. Everton beat Crystal Palace 2-1. A late winner from Jack Grealish for Everton. He's certainly loving life at Everton, considering you can clearly see that he's playing with a little bit of flair and freedom from his side, because you can clearly see that at City he didn't have that from Pep Guardiola. But when you go to a new club, new refreshment, new challenge, not new challenge because still playing the Premier League, but fresh faces, and he's playing with more freedom than he had under Guardiola. That's what he can show. And when he's being one of the main man, he can deliver. Because at Aston Villa, when he was the main man, and now he's one of the main man for Everton, he can deliver. But he was not the main man for City, because City had also Haaland, De Bruyne, etc. So yeah, but still, he's having a very good season so far. He is. I think he won the Player of the Month in August, and now he's scoring the win against the Crystal Palace. So he's been very very good. I've been a great unbeaten streak. And great comeback from Everton, by the way. Crystal Palace winning, but then great comeback, the penalty, and then the last minute winning goal for Jack Grealish. And I'd like to see him get called back to the England side. It would be difficult because of so many great players in the English squad. But I'd like for him to be back in the squad, because he deserves it with his recent performances. So, but yeah, good win for Everton and a great one for Jack Grealish. Newcastle win 2-0 by beating Nottingham Forest, goals from Voltamede again and Gomares. More pressure heaps on Ange Postecoglou. And there's even rumours that he said after the press conference that he expects to have a conversation with Marinakis. Listen, as I said before, for Marinakis, what's happening to him is deserved, considering what he did to Nuno. But to sack Ange Postecoglou after 7 games is not fair. Yes, he's doing the way he started in his manager career at Nottingham Forest is not great, but hey, guess what? You sacked Nuno too late, and you brought Ange too late. You brought Ange when there was like 3 days ago, 3 days, 2 days to go before the Arsenal game, which was the first game after the last international break. So give another international break, and then that's when you could see whether the progress and improvement has been made. But to sack him like after 7 games, and it's not fair, in my opinion. It's not fair. But that's Marinakis for you. So, but a good win for Everton, for Nottingham Forest. For Newcastle United, bloody hell. 1-1 draw between Wolves and Brighton. Aston Villa, a very important win, winning 2-1. Goals from Daniel Mullen, 2 goals. Brentford vs Manchester City. Manchester City win 1-0, thanks to a goal from Erling Haaland. City had to dug deep. Yes, they had a lot of possession. They had more shots on target, but they had to dug deep. They had to win a bit ugly towards the end, and they managed it well quite towards the end. I don't think they created many outstanding chances except the goal. Maybe a few, but not many like crazy chances. That's how. I think Brentford defend quite well, but not much threats in the attack. But City had to win in an ugly way, and they managed to do quite well. However, the bad news is this, that Rodri was injured again. And how serious, how bad it's going to be, let's see. You can clearly see since he came back from that injury and he played that first game against Aston Villa last season, towards the end of last season, he clearly see he's been trying to get that fitness back 100%, and he's been lacking it. So, yeah, that's not great. So, he should not play for Spain, especially international break. So I think he should focus on trying to get fitness back, and be injury free, because he's been suffering problems with fitness even though when he came back from injury since for the last couple of months. So yeah, but City, very important win for them, considering they drew with Monaco the last game. Very important win, and they're now 3 points behind Arsenal, who are leading the Premier League, and 2 points behind Liverpool. Let's move on to other leagues. Sevilla against Barcelona. Sevilla smash, and I mean smash, um, Barcelona 4-1. The first loss for Barcelona in La Liga this season. That's two losses in a row, two setbacks from Barcelona's side. And you could say it was against PSG, even though Barcelona, some of the tactics from Hansi Flick they got exposed to with that high line. You could say, oh, it's PSG, the quality side. But this Sevilla side that is not a team that is what is used to be. It's a team that have been, I don't think they even played European football last season, and they played European football this season, if I'm not mistaken. Like, this is the same side who, where did they finish last season? They must have finished like mid-table or something. They finished 17th, just above the relegation. And yes, that maybe there's some players like Alexis Sanchez, for example, and they've improved a little bit. You can clearly see, but to lose to them in that fashion is not acceptable, especially for a club like Barcelona. Um, Rashford scored again for Barcelona. That's a bonus for him, and he's doing really well. But in terms of defense, I mean, going forward, Barcelona are sublime to watch, but defensively, they are very so exposed. They can be easily exposed, and this game shows once again that high line offside trap. They got exposed again, and what we see now, Hansi Flick on the Barcelona is a bit similar trend to what we've seen Hansi Flick with Bayern Munich, where in the first season he had a great season, winning obviously the treble, and the next season some teams figure out that offside trap. This could happen a similar thing. He had a great season last season at Barcelona, and now teams are figuring out that the offside line trap. Um, is he getting caught out? Is he getting exposed? So it's time for Hansi Flick to adapt a little bit. I'm not saying completely change the whole philosophy, but he needs to adapt a little bit because, to lose 4-1 to Sevilla, it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable at all, and Barcelona really got massively destroyed. Defensively they're so poor, all over the place, Um, and you look at the attack. I mean, Lamine Yamal was not there, but they still got quality players, the likes of Rashford, the likes of Ferran Torres, who did well. I think who did well in the last La Liga game, if I'm not mistaken, or the game before that. Almost a good player. Lewandowski is still, yeah, he's getting older, but he's still, he can have that firepower in him. And defensively, Barcelona look very, very shoddy. Arejo, another poor performance from him. It was not a good performance at all for Barcelona. It was very, very poor. They had a lot of possession, some chances, but if you watch the game, uh, games are not decided by possession and shots and so not decided by possession. It's decided about how you do with the possession. Do you benefit from it or you don't benefit from it? That's the main point. It's not about how many possession you have. So that's why possession status is a bit useless nowadays. So, but yeah, such a bad loss for Barcelona. So, and as Real Madrid go back to the top of La Liga. Celta Vigo against Atletico Madrid ended a 1-1 draw. Atletico winning, however, they went down to 10 minutes, 40th minute from Longley, which led to gave it a better chance for Celta Vigo to come back in the second half, and Atletico really, really went defensive in the second half. Didn't try anything. Egas Pespas got Celta Vigo the draw, which is the game with the goal, which ended in the end a draw. Serie A, you've got Napoli winning again, 2-1. Not again because they lost to AC Milan, but they won. They were losing, but they came back. Great comeback. Goals from Anguissa and Rasmus Højlund, who were once again shining for Napoli. So very, very important win for Napoli, considering they lost their last game in Serie A. A boring 0-0 draw between Juventus and AC Milan. Both teams had chances, but it was kind of a fair result. I don't think one was better than the other. Both teams had chances, and it was quite equal in my opinion. So yeah, not really much to talk about that game. Fiorentina versus Roma. It's 2-1 win for Roma, and Roma have had a very good start to the season. They're joint top with Napoli for the first position in Serie A. So Roma have started the season really, really, really good. Sorry, Ligue 1. as Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain played, and they dropped points as they drew with Lille away from home 1-1. Mbappe, who's the guy who scored um, for Lille, and just to make it clear, it's not Kylian Mbappe, because obviously we all know he used to play for Paris Saint Germain. It is Ethan Mbappe, who is, I think, the brother of Kylian Mbappe, and he scored against Paris Saint Germain. So, but yeah, Nuno Mendes gave Paris Saint Germain the lead in the 66th minute, but then 19 minutes later, an equalizer from Ethan Mbappe gave a draw for Lille. So yeah, 1-1 draw, 2 points dropped for Paris Saint-Germain, considering they were winning in the game as well. So, but they're still top, and they'll still win the league comfortably. So, not much to worry about for them, is it? So, yeah. Let's move on to Formula 1.